All right, so this video is sure to rile some people up. What should the government do about vaccines? Maybe even more so the West. What should the West do about vaccines? So the science is so amazing. I studied maths and physics, pure math and applied physics. And no way am I an expert on pandemics, epidemics, vaccines, viruses, diseases, anything like that. I just study this stuff and I find it amazing. I've done some studies at my university that have to do with vaccines and thresholds of getting rid of viruses and that sort of thing. So in science, we have built these amazing feats, established amazing feats that are so unintuitive. Take quantum mechanics, for instance, the study of things that are so small, so random, that expand the multiverse on at least 4 different levels. It's pretty amazing. The middle world theory of quantum mechanics, for instance. So look at vaccines. We're giving people, let's say, a virus. If we did that 400 years ago, the government would come, burn your church down, and then whatever cult you came from. And we do that, and it's amazing. I mean, we've gotten rid of so many disgusting, some of these we mostly gotten rid of course, they're the anti-vaxxers. I can understand being skeptical. I think vaccines are generally just amazing. I think vaccines are the best invention in all of human history. It's that freaking amazing. So, vaccines are giving people a virus, for instance, and then you're teaching their body to fight that virus. It might be alive or dead, but giving someone a virus, that's so unintuitive. Let's look at fires in California. You're setting fires in order to stop fires. That's so unintuitive. So what should the government do about the coronavirus? Maybe, I think we would want to know more about the coronavirus. How does it do in warm weather? There's more and more voices, for instance, from experts across the world and the United States specifically, that suggest that we're going to be at some huge number by July, meaning that it's not actually going to slow down in April like we first originally thought it would. So should we apply the concepts of stopping wildfires in California by, handling the wildfire with starting these brush fires, just before fire season, or throughout the years, or for instance, doing it before the fire approaches, where we're trying to build a firewall of burning down a forest like 2 or 3 miles deep in order to stop a fire from spreading outside of those parameters. Should we apply that same rationale to the coronavirus? So we assume that if we do nothing, let's say X number of people will have the coronavirus and max capacity. Let's say at Y date X amount of people, those are the maximums. So Y would be basically the vortex, and X would be the maximum. So if we understand that that's the most likely case scenario, we're doing probabilities of X sub 1, X sub 2, blah, blah, blah. But we'll basically have a basic understanding of where we'll be. And that's without doing anything and unintuitive. Let's say if we actually spread it, kind of like the wildfire approach, and to ways that we can control, like let's say we want to stop travel from Washington State. If we expect there to be a pandemic to where several millions of people are going to die, or several hundreds of thousands, and we're going to just grind the economy to a halt, should we spread it in a way that, hey, we can control these nursing homes in a short, limited amount of time? We might not be able to control it for 6 months, but if we can have everyone outside of those nursing homes have their immune system to be able to fight this, and then set location Z, Z sub 1, and we basically make it to where we're stopping the flow so that it can spread outside those numbers, we're gonna free up medical assistance supplies. Of course, we can only make a certain amount of supplies. We can only house a certain amount of people that are sick. We only have a certain amount of nurses and doctors, and specifically scientists, that sort of thing, that can react to this, among other significant ailments, whether it be physical, mental, etc. So should we try to do that? Is that the approach that we want to do? Is that going to bring X down? It might make Y kind of flatten out, but is it going to bring down X? Are we going to have more of maybe almost like a parabola? Or can we, very, very steep parabola? Or can we try to flatten that down using something or unintuitive? And try to, that might save lives, honestly. And that's science and philosophy, is thinking outside the box. This is just a discussion. We want to know more about what's going on. But this is just something to think about. I want to know more about the coronavirus, but we assume, unless it starts dying down in April, that's going to spread and keep spreading until we hit that hard X, on a roughly Y date. Maybe we can bring that down. And X is the number of people that have the virus at any given time, not the number of people that get it through all time. Is that something to think about? And if we can do that, and then maybe control it to where these older people can, just be restricted to where for a few weeks, or there's a huge difference between trying to contain something outside. We're trying to contain quarantines inside of something, but we might also have a quarantine staying away from something. So a quarantine outside. So everything outside, the complement of a nursing home, for instance, the complement of Washington D.C. Congress, etc. Just something to think about. Let me know what you think. Where do you draw the line? Are you willing to chance this if science suggests that this is the better thing to go, the better thing to do? And let me know what you think.